Okay, we're going to look at the area, or the volume of spheres and the surface area of spheres today. And the vocab that you're going to need is sphere, hemisphere, and great circle. We're also going to look at the surface area of a square pyramid and a cone, which we haven't yet. And I'm going to give you two problems like that. All right, so a sphere is a set of points in 3 dimensions that are a fixed distance from a given point, the center. So if this is the center in blue, anywhere on the sphere, think of the globe, any point on the earth would be the distance between the center and the point on the earth would be a radius of that. And then a plane that intersects a sphere through its center divides the 2 halves or hemispheres. And just think of the earth again. Okay, if you take the equator and it splits and we take that circle, that surface, then we have an upper hemisphere or a northern hemisphere and a lower hemisphere or southern hemisphere. The edge of the hemisphere is called a great circle. So this green great circle around here, that would be like the equator on the earth. All right, so the volume of the hemisphere is exactly halfway between the volume of a cone, there in blue, and a cylinder in yellow, with the same radius and height equal to r. And there's the green hemisphere. Now, I did this mathematically, and I can show you all tomorrow in class if you want to know that it really does work, and that the volume of a sphere is going to be 4/3 times pi times the radius cubed. And it really does work. I had to prove it to myself. Okay, so we're going to find the volume of a sphere with radius 3 meters, both in terms of pi and to the nearest tenth, and we're going to use exact pi. So the volume of the sphere, okay, we're using this formula. We're going to substitute in 3 for r, and we have to cube it, so the meters are going to get cubed also. Now, 3 times 3 times 3, that's going to be 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27. I'm going to go ahead and multiply it times the 4/3. And so I'm going to do, I'm going to put 27 over 1, and I'm going to divide out the 3, and divide the 3 out of 27, and I get 9. And then 9 times 4 is 36. So that's where we get 36 pi. And so it's 36 pi meters cubed. And if you put that in your calculator, it's approximately 113, I think I said 0.1. Yeah, 113.1. They did it with just 3.14. You have to actually do exact pi. This is going to take me a minute, Miss Slop, or you want to, I got to get this filmed. So you want to come back in a minute or call me?
I just wanted to give you your test.
Oh, okay.
That's all
Thank
I
you.
wanted to do.
All right. So everybody tell Miss Slop bye. Okay, so this is my plan period right now that I'm doing this. Okay, the surface area of a sphere is 4 times the area of a great circle. I could show you that mathematically as well if you'd like. But the sphere, the formula would be 4 times pi times the radius squared. Now, the pi times the radius squared, that's the area of the sphere right here. Okay, and we're saying it's 4 times that. If you laid that sphere out, I'm sorry, the circle here, and laid that circle out 4 times, it would cover it exactly if you could cut it up and smooth it out, and it would all cover. All right, so the moon has a radius of 1,738 kilometers. Find the surface area of the moon, both in terms of pi and to the nearest tenth. Use exact pi. So and I don't know why this is not coming up the way it should, but anyway. So the surface area would be 4 times pi times radius squared. We're going to put in radius is 1,738. When you square that and then multiply it times 4, you get 12,082,576 times pi, and we squared the kilometers, so it's kilometers squared. Then if you put in pi times that amount, you'll get approximately 37,000, and the answer on the screen is wrong. I did exact pi. You get 37,958,532. All right, then we've got 2 formulas that I have not given you yet. The surface area of a square pyramid. So all these surfaces, these 4 triangles and the square base, to get that surface of all that, the surface area is 2 times the base times s. S is the slant height of this pyramid. Slant height is a new term for you. If you look at this triangular face, it's basically the height of the triangle, but you can call it the slant height on the pyramid. And then if you come over here to a surface area of and then the area of the base right here is b squared. So you just add those two areas together. This is the area of the four triangles. This is the area of the square base. Then for the surface area of a cone, you're going to do pi times r times s. And again, s is the slant height. Here's the radius. Then you're going to add that area on the body of the cone plus the area of the circle, which is pi r squared. Add those all together. Okay, so here are your problems. You've got these on your paper. You can go through and read those and do them yourself. There's 1 and 2 have to do with the surface area of the pyramid and the surface area of the cone. And then the next 2, 3 and 4, we're doing volume and surface area of a sphere. And again, volume and surface area of a sphere. Notice on the second one, on number 4, it's diameter is given, not radius. So go ahead and work those problems. Pause the tape or your video, and then come back and see the answers, which I'm going to put up right now. All right. Whoa. So where are they? Crap, it worked just a minute ago. Crap. Okay, I'm sorry, kids. I don't mean to be saying crap. So I really do have to pull it out of this book. And this is going to be tricky because my whole thing is going to fall apart. All right, so I'm just going to give you the answers here because it's not coming up on the thing. Okay, so for number 1, the answer is 39 meters squared. That's the surface area of the square pyramid. Number 2 is 240 pi inches squared, or that's approximately 753. Hold on a minute, what am I doing here? Yeah, I'm sorry, 753.0. If you get it on your calculator, it says 753.9822, blah, 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 but it says round to the nearest tenth, so it'll be 754 inches squared, because the 9 becomes a 10, and that carries to the 3. Okay, then for number 3, the volume of the sphere with the radius of 8 centimeters is, to the nearest tenth, 2,144.7 centimeters cubed. The surface area would be 256 pi centimeters squared, which is 804.2 centimeters squared. And then for number 4, the volume would be 179.5943 blah blah blah, but if you round that to the nearest tenth, it's going to become 179.6 kilometers cubed. The surface area will be 49 pi, which is, if you get it approximated to the nearest tenth, it would be 153.9 kilometers squared. And I can go over those with you tomorrow if you need it. Have a great evening.